We'll see you again next period, I think. Okay, next speaker, Kuhan Hermina. No? Okay, he's here. Please warmly welcome him.
The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. This quote from Eleanor Roosevelt is the summation of one of my most basic beliefs and an extremely valuable piece of advice. Yet many are forced to ignore this precious counsel and are guided down a one-way road on a path they do not wish to travel. So, like many of my fellow students, I've been asked countless times what I want to be when I grow up from my relatives. A simple question such as, have you thought about medicine or law, is accompanied with a quizzical, yet almost threatening glare, as if to say, don't even bother thinking about anything else. So let's put modesty aside for a second. James Roos is the top school in the state, if not the country. Every student that walks through these doors aspires to get a 99.95 ATARs. And most of the students that leave here enter their desired professions, or at least so we're told. My contention is that often this desired profession is in fact their parents' desired professions, and not theirs. I firmly and unequivocally believe that to truly make a difference in this world, every single person that leaves our educational system should follow their own dreams, and no one else's. Now, to say that to follow your dreams will definitely lead to success is a bold statement at best. Rather, I believe that the only way to become truly successful is to follow your dreams. So I asked a classmate of mine about this, and she told me, if you don't become a doctor or a lawyer, you're just wasting all that money that your parents spent on tutoring and education. Now, personally, I disagree with this statement on practically every level. But to fully advocate my beliefs, I must first answer what the educational system is there for and what I define as success. So I decided to do a small survey on my family members. I asked my 6- and 7-year-old cousins, my parents, and finally my grandparents. My 6- and 7-year-old cousins told me that the reason for our educational system was to stop their parents from shouting at them throughout the day. My parents told me that it was to enable us to get a respectable job. However, my grandparents, in their infinite wisdom, told me that it was to educate pupils on all matters of subjects, so that they can contribute to our global society and become fitting citizens. Now, while this may sound like it came straight out of a textbook, that particular quote actually came from a lifetime of observation on my grandparents' behalf. So to dumb it down, I believe that our educational system is in place for us to contribute to the world in our own unique way. I believe that in principle, it should give us the opportunities and the skills to pursue our own goals. Everyone should strive to do what they think that they were put on this earth to do. For if not, then they can never ever reach their full potential and become successful individuals. Quantifying success, however, is no easy feat. The concept of success itself is subjective and means something different to everyone. I define success as pursuing goals that are within your reach. To many people, however, becoming a surgeon or a barrister entitles you to be labeled as successful, whereas becoming an entrepreneur makes you that child that never quite lived up to their potential. However, I cannot, in good conscience, accept this philosophy because it curbs our society's forward progression. If this is how we measure success, then 90% of our community is a failure because they do what they love and what they think will make a difference in this world. So this begs the question, is there a limit to the number of people who can achieve great things and live a worthwhile life in their particular area of passion? I think not. If one believes that greatness is defined by the number of people that know your name, then of course there is a limit to the global capacity for attention. However, I don't believe that this is how we should define success. There are many people who we can see making a difference on the surface, but there are far more making just as significant contributions that fly under the radar. Being a household name has nothing to do with making a difference. The only way to make a difference is to follow your heart and your dreams. So let's take an example from our daily lives to see evidence of this. Leonard Kleinrock was the first person to propose the concept of the internet, and J.C. Licklider followed on his work. A Eventually, Elmer Shapiro and his associates built first prototypes, and this continued until the present day, where we now have the worldwide phenomenon known as the Internet. These amazing thinkers dare to follow their dreams, and yet we barely even know their names. But does this make their lives failures? Does it mean that just because they aren't as known as well as others, they didn't make a significant contribution to our society? Does it give significant and convincing evidence that following your dreams is a useless waste of time? Put briefly, no. On the contrary, I believe that it shows that leading a successful life involves pursuing goals that align with one's dearest beliefs and values. Furthermore, if someone is forced into a job that they do not want to do, they will never become as competent as someone who thoroughly applies themselves to the job that they love. In a job such as surgery, these people could be putting others' lives in danger because their dreams were suppressed. Not only this, but they themselves could have achieved far more in the job that they themselves wanted to do, whether it be playing the piano or becoming a hairdresser. Idealizing doctors and lawyers as the epitome of success sets up most individuals for unnecessary suffering, as they think that they are failures that never reach their full potential. These individuals could have contributed far more to our global society by excelling in their chosen field, instead of being hamstrung and stuck in a field of work they have no love for. This kind of backward thinking hinders the progression of the human race as a whole and must be stopped to allow the human race to flourish. So ignore the voices in your head that tell you the only way to make something of yourself is to become a doctor, or a lawyer, or an engineer, or any other profession. As Henry David Thoreau once said, go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined. Just remember, to follow one's dreams, hopes, and aspirations in the face of any opposition is to be a truly successful individual.
For that inspirational speech to go on. Next up we have Catherine, Kim, Stella, and Kelly, Year 9. True Beauty, what is it?
Everyone, before we begin, I'd just like to do like a short survey. So could everyone close their eyes, and when something applies to them, could they put their hand up and just keep their hands up? I think help. So everyone could put your hand up if you've ever read a magazine. Put your hand up if you have been on a diet. Could everyone just keep their hands up? Okay, put your hand up if you've ever looked at someone else on TV, in a magazine, or a billboard poster and thought, aren't they beautiful? Or okay, put your hand up if you've ever wanted to be skinnier or have longer hair. Or... Okay, could everyone open their eyes? Look around. So keep your hands up. Okay, so almost every one of you is influenced by what the media defines as beautiful.
In every magazine, every poster, every newspaper, and every advertisement, you can be sure that the photo has been edited in some way. Touch-ups have been made and reality goes out the window. In pictures like this, airbrushing and other photo techniques are used to enhance the model's features and remove any imperfections. Editing is often performed in fashion photography to make the model and the clothes she wears more fitted and attractive, allowing the viewer's subconscious to believe that if she buys these clothes, she will look the same. This is similar to what goes on when advertising skincare and makeup products. While this advertisement advertises natural beauty, it is almost certain that these photos have been airbrushed. With skin this clear and no imperfections visible, the viewer believes that using these products will achieve the same effect. You may have heard the saying that camera does not lie, but in fact, in these cases, that is all it does. Even if the photos have not been digitally edited, the moment the first layer of makeup has been applied, the reality has been distorted.
As you can see from the video, the model that was taken to advertise for the foundation product, it wasn't like her original, like the original person